In this episode, we will dive together into the world of dopamine, that magical substance often called the happiness hormone. But don't be deceived by the name. The matter is far more complex. Dopamine is the hidden driver behind our ambitions, our sense of achievement, and even those moments when we find ourselves drawn to certain things in our daily lives. Recent studies have shown that dopamine influences our behavior, which is why I've chosen to use the term signals instead of dopamine throughout this episode. It's as if we are navigating a series of small signals that shape the course of our lives. This is where Stoic philosophy comes in. For centuries, it has provided insights into understanding our motivations and managing them rationally, rather than blindly following these signals, which can sometimes lead us down unhelpful paths. Today, we will use this ancient philosophy to learn how to redirect these signals in our favor. As always, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to like the video. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Let's begin. Understanding the signals. Let's start by understanding what we mean by signals and how they shape our daily experiences. Imagine for a moment that we are in a busy city where traffic lights shine with bright colors, each carrying a specific message. Red means stop, green means go. But what about the signals we encounter in our everyday lives? They are not just street lights. They are stimuli that alert our senses and influence our decisions and behavior. When we talk about signals, we are actually referring to those moments when we face a particular stimulus. This is where awareness plays a crucial role. It is the key that helps us navigate our lives. Imagine that every text message, every social media notification, and every word you hear from others is a signal inviting you to respond in a certain way. And this is directly connected to dopamine, the chemical substance released in our brain as a form of reward. Let me share an old story about Epictetus. He constantly urged his students to deeply understand their emotions and internal signals, including those linked to dopamine. He would say, "We are what we choose, not what others choose for us." When you receive these signals, will you be a passive recipient, or will you use them as opportunities to enhance your awareness and take positive steps in your life? By understanding how signals work and their impact on the dopamine system in our brain, it becomes easier for us to control our reactions and turn stimulating situations into opportunities for personal growth. Let's be like traffic signals, not just reacting, but leading our own path toward success. The impact of signals on our behavior. Let's start with a shared experience. Imagine waking up in the morning and your phone lights up with a notification. What do? Do you rush to open the message, or do you ignore it and sip your coffee in peace? Every signal we receive, whether from our phones or the world around us, carries a unique influence. In Stoic philosophy, there is a fundamental concept known as awareness, which is key to interacting with stimuli. As Marcus Aurelius said, we go through life with our eyes open, but do we truly see what surrounds us? That is the essence of the matter, how our minds react to these signals. Studies suggest that our brain responds to dopamine when we accomplish something or feel joy. When we open a new notification, we experience a brief moment of euphoria, encouraging us to repeat the action, just like a green light allowing us to move forward. But the real question is, Are we moving in the right direction? Let me tell you a story about the philosopher Zeno, the founder of Stoicism. He encouraged his students to develop self-awareness and understand how to deal with the signals around them. He believed that recognizing signals and understanding their impact on our emotions and behavior was the path to achieving inner peace. He knew that responding to these stimuli should come from a calm and focused mind, not from an emotional reaction. So, the next time you wake up and see the first notification from social media, ask yourself, is this really what you want to focus on? Will this signal push you toward your goals, or will it distract you from the path you seek? Remember, the Stoic said, "The path you choose today determines your fate tomorrow." Understanding the influence of signals on our behavior is the first step toward change. Instead of allowing these stimuli to control our reactions, we can take conscious steps to develop habits that improve our quality of life. Let's strive to ensure that our reactions come from awareness and deep understanding, not just automatic responses. Breaking negative habits. Now, let's take a bolder step. What about negative habits? Think of these habits as enticing side roads, familiar and easy, yet they take us away from the path we truly want to follow. This is where understanding the signals that trigger these habits becomes essential. To change a negative habit, we must first identify these signals. They can be like a red light on a busy road, grabbing our attention and compelling us to stop at a certain behavior. For example, if you tend to eat unhealthy food when you're bored, think of that moment as a signal. Once you become aware of it, you can redirect your path, just like avoiding an obstacle on the road. Dopamine plays a hidden role here as well. It sends signals to your brain, making you feel rewarded for engaging in a habit, even if it's harmful. Your brain tells you, every time you follow this path, I'll give you a dose of happiness. But this happiness is fleeting, like a mirage in the desert. As Epictetus said, it is not events that hurt us, but how we react to them. When we rethink these habits and understand the signals behind them, we begin to regain control. Think of it as driving your car on the road of life. Every negative habit is a stop along the way, luring you to pause. But once you realize that stop is just an illusion, you begin to pass it by without hesitation. Each time you recognize a signal and resist the immediate response, you strengthen your willpower and resilience. So next time you feel a strong urge to repeat a negative habit, see it as a small test of your will and awareness. Will you let dopamine take control? Or will you be the true driver of your life?